Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, April the 12th, 2023. Wednesday, April the 12th. Well, on the Young and the Restless, it was just interest. I don't know. Let's go through it, right? Let's see what happened. We have Summer. She wants to take a break real quick. She wants to run to the coffee house and she wants to, get herself a cup of coffee before the guests arrive. The whole place is all set up. You know, Nick goes to pick up Sally. So they're in the coffee house. And I'm telling you, Sally has to be almost 4 months pregnant and barely a baby. If I didn't know that chick was pregnant, I wouldn't know that chick was pregnant. And that is ridiculous, right? They're going to have her having that baby definitely next month, right? So anyway, Summer runs into her and Sally's like, I am so sorry to hear about your mom. And, let me know, Summer, if there's anything I can do, at the memorial service. I'm still a little coffee off. And so Summer said, let me get a cough drop. I want to make sure that I'm okay. I don't go too crazy while we put it right here in my cheek. That'll help my throat. So Summer says, for one thing, it's completely inappropriate for you to come. My mother would not want you there, especially if you're pregnant with, you've glommed onto my dad and you're pregnant with Adam's baby. And Nick is at the counter getting their coffee and he's kind of like, now see, any other time he would have been, wait a minute, Summer, don't you talk to Sally like that. There's no but he knew that she's she's grieving, right? And so Sally's looking and she goes, and you're pregnant with Adam's baby. You should be with Adam and not with my father. So Nick comes over and he goes, Sally, the barista has a question about your order. And she goes, okay. So she knew that was him getting her away from Summer. And he goes, what are you doing? And she goes, everybody wants, to know what's on my mind. Or she said something else, but pretty much to express myself, I was expressing myself. And he goes, Summer, if you want to unload, here I am. Unload on me, please. Unload on me, And so she just looks at her father. She says, you know what? He goes, now, what can I help you with? What can I do at the service to help you? She goes, I've only got one more errand. Everything is set up, but I just wanted to stop in here to get a cup of coffee. I'll just get some coffee at, the GCAC. And so she just turns and walks away. And of course, Nick is apologizing to Sally. And, she just needs somebody to unload on. And I'm sorry she unloaded on you. And Sally says, well, you do know she's right, that Phyllis wouldn't want me there. She didn't like me. So you go and I will see you after. And he's like, are you sure? She goes, yes. So he goes and Adam comes in. And he goes, isn't Phyllis's memorial service today? And she's like, yes. And he goes, you aren't going with Nick? He goes, well, Summer was here. She unloaded on me and said I was not welcome, So she goes, why don't you join me? See, she's pulling Adam in more and more. She goes, you could talk to me, about, your baby experience, whatever. Or he said, okay, I could give you some more of my baby experiences. And she says, I need all the help I can get, please. Right. So they're talking. And then later it shows them coming from the counter. And she goes, ooh. And he's like, what's the matter? And she goes, I'm just getting used to feeling this fluttering. I think it's the baby moving. And so it moves again. So she grabs his hand and she with both her hands and puts it on her. Not where is the bump, right? Are you sure you're pregnant, girl? You know, and he goes, whoa, that is a little kicker. It's like, no, the baby's not kicking, it's fluttering around. Not it should be kicking because she should be much bigger, right? And so they're both like, wow, in awe, right? Nick, I already know, is not in awe like that because that's not his kid. Seriously, right? So they sit down and she goes, I have an appointment next week and is going to do, get some genetic testing, but it'll also tell the sex of the baby. And he goes, so soon? And she goes, yeah. And so she goes, would you like to come? And he was like, yes, I would love to be there. And he's excited. She goes, well, Nick is going to be there too. And Adam looked like, really? How does he feel about me being there? And so Sally says, I'll tell him, he'll be fine. And I'm thinking, hey, Sally, you're a little presumptuous, aren't you? Because you saw Nick's reaction when you asked Adam to join you all for lunch, right? And she goes, no, this is a milestone appointment. Nick should be okay with it, right? And I'm like, Nick is going to start feeling like the odd man out. Because at that appointment, and they're going to find out what the baby is, Sally's going to be looking at Adam saying, we're having a girl or a boy, right? Or Adam's going to be saying, Sally, that's my son in there? That's our son in there? And Nick is just going to be standing there. Odd man out. Well, Nick, you knew it, right? You knew it. So what else can you say? Now, this is that picture that Daniel made. It was nice. It kind of did look a little like she's in heaven. If Phyllis is going to heaven, right? But like, look, she's in the clouds, kind of like a little abstract. It was fitting for the venue. And now summer starts. She calls it to order. She starts talking about her mother first. And the receptionist girls, or whatever you call them, they're standing on the stairs, I guess, seeing if they're going to be needed. And we've got a whole bunch of people. And you know what, everybody? We got a new, let me see, where is that? Did I upload the photo? Oh, no, before it starts, guess who came? This girl's almost tall as her daddy, Lucy. Danny called Heather and made arrangements, and I guess paid for the plane and everything. And they flew Lucy out so she could be there for her grandmother's funeral, which was very touching because Daniel tried to now straighten up, right? Not too much so, because when Summer said, would anybody like to speak, Daniel, Lucy's like, it's okay, Dad, you can. Daniel stood up. I just can't. He sat back down. I was like, oh, well, there you have it. Summer did a nice heartfelt thing. So, but one thing I wanted to tell you, the strangest thing, I thought that, wrong one, wrong soap, y'all. Let me go to the right. I have a photo. Did I forget to upload it? Oh my goodness, I think I did. Let me see if I can find it because it's really funny. And I want to make sure, oh, there it is. I want to make sure I get it in because it's kind of important for the recap here. So give me one quick moment while I go to this. But anyway, everybody is at the event. Summer speaks, and then Nick gets up and he speaks right after. Okay. He said some, heartfelt words about Phyllis. So, Nick did Nick, and it was pretty good. Not too bad. Oh, here we go, y'all. I'm here. I got it right here. So, and then look, here's the thing. And this is not in the usual format because I picked the wrong one, but we're going to go with this. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn my camera off here. They had a new worker. And I thought Phyllis was going to show up. I thought for sure, everybody, for sure. I thought Phyllis was going to crash her memorial service. I mean, she didn't. But the GCAC did have a new worker. I was waiting for her to mingle and help serve folks because I'm sorry. She looked just like Phyllis to me. Seriously. We have all these people talking about Phyllis, and all Phyllis did was put on a dark wig and some glasses, the same color lipstick she always wears. Anyway, same color, right? So, and as Jack's talking, as Nick's talking, they look over that way, where the workers are. Nobody catches a glimpse that, hey, her features are just like Phyllis's features with just a stupid dark brunette wig on, and some stupid glasses. I just shook my head. I said, and they want us to believe that no one recognized that, right? That just no one did. So another good, I'll remove another. My dog's bugging me up under my desk. Another good moment was as Jack is talking, and he got more in depth than Nick got. Right? He talked about how, Phyllis was the summer birth story. He and Phyllis were caught in the elevator, and he goes, Phyllis was very pregnant with Nick's child. I mean, he just went through the whole thing, whole shebang. And he's just talking about how just throughout the decades that if you got in Phyllis's way, boy, she let you know it. He says, and I got in her way for decades, right? And as he's saying all this, and Nikki is like looking like, yeah. And Diane was just stoic, like, well, he's going a little bit deep about his feelings for Phyllis. She's not saying anything. And then as he's finishing up Summer's story, he reaches out his hand to her and she's crying. And she was talking about how Summer was soon as Summer was born, she changed Phyllis's life and how much Phyllis loved her and blah, blah, blah. And the reason why I caught that picture, I said, oh, I'm sorry. The person on the stairs in between them looks like Phyllis to me. Phyllis didn't even put on prosthetics to make herself look different. I mean, how stupid are people? Seriously, I don't have any glasses here on my desk because I should have just thrown some glasses on, and said, I'm Daily Chat Lady. You guys don't even recognize me. Come on now, right? So anyway, it went very well. Lauren and Michael got up and spoke, and Nikki even spoke, honestly, saying if you would have told me 10 years ago I'd be up speaking at Phyllis's memorial service, I would have been like, no way. She goes, but you know what? In recent months, Phyllis and I came together for a common goal and a common cause. And Nikki's looking at Diane. And Diane is kind of like, and Jack's like, oops. She said, so I really got more of an appreciation for Phyllis because when she sets her mind to something, she really will go after it, right? And so anyway, she ended up closing with something loving, she said to Summer, and they hugged. And Chance was in the background. And he got a first text. The first one says, we know who bought the strychnine, and then Chance texts back, I need a name. And then the name came back, Diane Jenkins. You knew they were going to have it. Probably ordered online with Diane's credit card. Is that how they did it? So you mean when they set Stark up, breaking and entering in a safe, left his reading glasses at the scene, and then they planted the stolen necklace in his room? He was arrested. And I guess if he didn't have good lawyers, he still would be, right? It would have been a parole violation, back to jail. And they thought that was okay. They were peachy keen, over the moon with what they had done. Now that the tables are turning, let's see how they react to that, right? Let's see. And that pretty much was it. It pretty much was, the Phyllis's memorial service, and everybody leaves. And actually, at one point, everybody was gone, but Summer was there looking at her picture. Nick comes over to Summer, and he kind of, is hanging on to her. And Phyllis is still standing right there by herself. The other workers have gone, just her standing there. And I thought, how inconspicuous are you, Phyllis? And of course, they made it like, Summer and Nick didn't turn around. But guess what? Even if they would have turned around, he wouldn't have recognized the woman he's been in and out of a relationship for decades, right? Wouldn't have recognized her. Summer wouldn't have recognized, hey, that's my mama. You know what? That's my mother. She's even wearing the same perfume my mama wears, right? Nope, nobody recognized anything. So let's go to Comment Corner. Dacia says, did anyone see Phyllis in the black dress and the black wig standing in the corner watching everything? Nope. Goodness, I didn't recognize her. I thought they hired a new worker. That wig and the glasses did the trick for me. Yeah. And then Libby says, I don't understand why Summer had to beg Chance to go to the memorial. A lot of true crime podcasts I listen to talk about police setting up on funerals to look for information. I know. And I didn't understand why Summer kept the location a secret until the last minute. Does anyone else understand why? No, I don't. No, I don't. The last time Christine was in a Christine was on and reminiscing about Danny. I mentioned that they might be bringing back a hookup. You sure did. And I didn't believe you, because you know what? They've always had Christine and Paul's relationship for years now. To do this quick breakup is ridiculous, right? And then Daily Recap Lady, you might need to see a doctor again for your cough. You know what? I just don't know. One thing I did find out, and I changed that. I was drinking, lemon and water, lemon, honey, and water, but over ice. And from what I'm understanding, the ice is not good for the mucus. So today, I cut that. No, yesterday. When I found out last night, I cut it out. Because to me, the ice was soothing more, but I guess it does more damage than good. So I was drinking a lot of hot tea today, right? And then Anita said, now that Devon is no longer interested in McCall Unlimited, this storyline should be interesting. Victor, Adam, and angry Victoria. Anita says, I'm happy the writers are giving Chance a storyline. It's better than Abby and the sperm donor's boring storyline. Cricket and Danny, now no more Paul. Oh, well, I'm not really interested in Cricket and Danny, me either. It does not make sense considering that Cricket and Paul have gone through over the years. I know. Let Paul stay in retirement off scene. That's exactly what should have happened. I mean, they have gone through too much and they know each other so well. I mean, that's like, how often do we really see Michael and Lauren? Just right now with this Phyllis storyline, we're seeing more of them. But in reality, don't now say Michael and I have things haven't been in sync for months. And then we went away on one stupid trip and it realized it just isn't going to work. Really? After decades of marriage? You know, then isn't that called seeing a marriage counselor? Anything to save our relationship? You know, that's what I would think, right? But anyway, that's it for Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Thank you for your comments. And I made it. I didn't do too bad today. So now that I'm going to be soothing my throat with lemon and honey and this other ginger concoction you get from Costco's, hopefully things will get better because I'm going to use hot water. I'm going to make tea and do this. So let's make sure, let's hope, keep your fingers crossed for me, everybody, that things will get better. See you tomorrow.